In this session, we will be learning how to prepare a list of places around India, their latitude and longitude. At the end of this session, you will be able to know the latitude and longitude and find out latitude and longitude of different cities in India. Let us learn about the latitude and longitude. Latitude and longitude are parameters or coordinates that help determine the location of any place on Earth. Both latitude and longitude are angles that uniquely define points on the Earth's sphere. They constitute a coordinate system or scheme to locate or identify geographic positions anywhere on the Earth's surface. Together, latitude and longitude enable cartographers, geographers, and others to locate points or places on the globe. They also show the angular distance of any place from the Earth's center. Latitude and longitude are both measured in degrees and minutes. Latitudes are horizontal lines known as parallels that measure distance north or south of the equator. Latitude lines are a numerical way to measure how far north or south of the equator a place is located. The equator is the starting point for measuring latitude. That's why it's marked as 0 degrees latitude. The number of latitude degrees will be larger the further away from the equator the place is located, all the way up to 90 degrees latitude at the poles. Latitude locations are given as dash degrees north or dash degrees south. Longitudes are vertical lines known as meridians that measure east or west of the meridian in Greenwich, England. Longitude lines are a numerical way to show or measure how far a location is east or west of a universal vertical line called the prime meridian. The vertical starting point for longitude, the prime meridian, is numbered 0 degrees longitude. To measure longitude east or west of the prime meridian, there are 180 degree vertical longitude lines east of the prime meridian and 180 degree vertical longitude lines west of the prime meridian. So longitude locations are given as dash degrees east or dash degrees west. The 180 degree line is a single vertical line called the international date line, and it is directly opposite of the prime meridian. A place in the northern hemisphere is identified by its northern latitude and assigned a suffix of N for north. The latitude of the Tropic of Cancer is expressed as 23 degrees 26 minutes north or 23 degrees 26 north. Similarly, the Arctic Circle, which is nearer to the North Pole, has a latitude measure of 66 degrees 34 minutes north. Latitudes in the southern hemisphere are assigned a suffix of S for south. Thus, the Tropic of Capricorn, the horizontal imaginary circle below the equator, has a latitude of 23 degrees 26 minutes south, and the Antarctic Circle, a horizontal circle further below the equator and nearer to the South Pole, has a latitude measure of 66 degrees 34 minutes south. Latitudes north of the equator are denoted by positive values, while those in the south are assigned negative values. Latitude angles can range up to plus 90 degrees or 90 degrees north and down to minus 90 degrees or 90 degrees south. It's interesting to note that the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn have the same latitude measure. This is because they are both horizontally equidistant from the equator. The only difference is that the Tropic of Cancer is in the northern hemisphere, so its latitude is expressed as 23 degrees 26 minutes north, while the latitude of the Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere is expressed as 23 degrees 26 minutes south. The same goes for the Arctic Circle and the Antarctic Circle. Let us see how to read latitude values. There are three different types of latitude: geocentric, astronomical and geographic. The geocentric latitude is the most referenced one, expressed in degrees and minutes, and sometimes also in seconds. The geocentric latitude refers to the angle subtended by an angle at the Earth's center and is always expressed in a north-south plane from the equator. Cairo has a latitude of 30 degrees 3 minutes north, subtends an angle of 30 degrees 3 minutes at the center of the globe. North indicates that Cairo is to the north of the equator and therefore in the northern hemisphere. Dunedin, New Zealand has a latitude of 45 degrees 52 minutes south, meaning it subtends an angle of 45 degrees 52 minutes at the center of the globe and lies in the southern hemisphere. The prime meridian divides the Earth into its eastern and western hemispheres. Longitudes provide the location of a place that's east or west of the prime meridian. Longitudes are also measured in degrees and minutes and sometimes in seconds. All longitudes are measured from the angle they make with the center of the Earth based on the intersection of the equator and the prime meridian. Now let us see how to read longitude values. All longitudes other than the prime meridian are measured by up to 180 degrees both east and west of the prime meridian. For example, the longitude of Los Angeles is 118 degrees 15 minutes west. This indicates that Los Angeles is 118 degrees and 15 minutes to the west of the prime meridian. Los Angeles is in the western hemisphere. The longitude of Mumbai, India is 72 degrees 50 minutes east, indicating that Mumbai is 72 degrees and 50 minutes to the east of the prime meridian. Mumbai is in the eastern hemisphere. Here we will learn how to read both latitudes and longitudes. Every location on Earth is expressed in terms of its latitude and longitude values. Together, the circles of latitude and meridians of longitude show where a particular place is located on Earth with reference to the prime meridian and the equator. Example 1. A point described as 59 degrees 57 minutes north and 10 degrees 45 minutes east is located 59 degrees and 57 minutes north of the equator and 10 degrees and 45 minutes east of the Greenwich meridian. This location is Oslo, Norway. Example 2. Montreal, Canada is expressed as 45 degrees 30 minutes north and 73 degrees 34 minutes west. These coordinates show that Montreal is 45 degrees 30 minutes north of the equator and 73 degrees 34 minutes west of the prime meridian. Example 3. Papua New Guinea is in the southern and eastern hemispheres. That's why the coordinates of its capital city, Port Moresby, are expressed as 9 degrees 31 minutes south and 147 degrees and 13 minutes east. As you are now familiar with the latitudes and longitudes, let us do a task to test your understanding. You require a globe model or world atlas to perform this task. Your task is to check on the India map or globe model over India and select few city names from all regions. Find out their latitude and longitude. Append the findings in the table.
We have reached the end of this session on prepare a list of places around India, their latitude and longitude. By now, you should be able to know the latitude and longitude and find out latitude and longitude of different cities in India.